Hi, sixth graders, Mrs. Taylor here, and we're going to be working on the following learning targets. I have them highlighted right here for you on the screen. One is I know characters may change as the plot unfolds. I can identify characters' responses to events and interactions with other characters. I can describe how characters respond, change as the plot moves forward. I can describe the change in the characters as they reach the resolution. And how we are going to do that is we're going to be looking at the differences between internal and external conflict. Internal conflict is something that happens for the character on the inside. So, for one example, that might be a fear of abandonment. It's going to be something that is connected to their emotional side, something that they're struggling with inside their body. All right. An external conflict, on the other hand, refers to a conflict and between the character and some sort of external force. So one example might be with Stanley having to physically dig these holes, right? That external conflict of his body was not strong enough to do this, and but that changed over time in the book. And so that would be considered an external conflict. So what you're going to do for your assignment today is you really are going to think about three different characters in the book Holes. You're going to think about Stanley, you're going to think about Zero, and then another character of your choice. It can be one of the adults, another one of the boys. It could be possibly Stanley's dad. I mean, it's up to you. And you are going to think of different events that happened in the story and how those events affected the characters both internally, so emotionally, and externally, something on the outside. And so, one example of an event for Stanley is that he was arrested for a crime he did not commit. And that happens at the beginning of the book. And the internal struggle of that is he most likely felt like he should have fought harder in that situation. He didn't have proper help in doing that with a proper attorney, and he should have, if he would have had that, he could have fought harder. His family has bad luck. That seems something like he internalizes constantly, like he feels like he can't be more than that. And then also that event of being arrested for a crime he didn't commit, there's a big external conflict there that it's a corrupt judicial system, right? How can a young boy be arrested for a crime he didn't commit and then be sentenced for that? And so that is a struggle that he had externally. So you're going to think of different events that happened in the book and for each of these characters, and you are going to think about how those events had the characters struggling internally and externally. I want you to try to think of events that happened throughout the book, right? That could be another one for Stanley, could be when Zero took off, right? Or when Stanley decided to go after him to get him, and he crashed the truck into the hole, right? You're going to think about what that event did for Stanley, how it affected him internally and externally. So the first thing you're going to do is come up with events, and then you're going to think about how those events affected the character both internally and externally. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out to your reading teacher. Good luck.